the time passes so quickly. I'm here on YouTube for a while. My first memory as a content creator is from 7 years ago, and I have the video saved here on YouTube. From the beginning, I started creating content because I like to explain the things to others and use the knowledge that I have to make the difference. But the life isn't there easy like appears to be. We are constantly forced to make choices that impacts directly on our destiny. On my case wasn't different. The years was passing and the passion of creating content was gradually disappearing until the point where the idea wasn't at my mind. Even with that, I continued. I tried different types of content, always trying to make the things that I liked. At that time, I was younger. I had a mind to build, with space to try, fail, and repeat again and again and again. But when I started growing, I realized that I had to stop, analyze the environment, and the pathing that I choose to go based on different point of views, but looking always to the future. At that moment, drawing came to my life. Like the majority of the artists, I think I started drawing because I got inspired from animations, cartoons, comics. At that point, I watched different types of animation with different stories. I started idealizing different climaxes, different endings for stories and stuff. That kind of observations, critiques, made me to create my own and original story. To be serious, in the beginning, I was thinking that create a story would be a easy task. But when I started developing the story, creating the characters, the background story and the relations, I realized that wouldn't be a easy task. At that point, I looked for help. I asked my friend that also draws to give me ideas in the story. We combined our ideas and we ended with a better result compared to the first one. Using different ideas and point of view as a base is important to find a balance. The year was 2021. Being more precise, on the last trimester of the year. With the basic idea of the story on my hand, I realized that I will have a long journey to turn all the project based on the story in reality. At that point, I started looking to drawing with different eyes, not like a hobby, but like something that I can do to my entire life. Like any beginning artist on nowadays, I started searching content on YouTube. I learned a lot. I found bad and good content. But on certain point, I realized that to be a good artist, shortcuts doesn't exist. After a lot of frustration, I decided to learn the things from the base, from the foundations. I choose to start with perspective, the thing that the majority of artists run from. But for me, was one of the best decisions that I made. I learned and developed a lot of things, but I know that remains a lot of things to learn and improve. But starting doing the more complex things made the other things more and more easier to do and to understand. But like I said, the life is based on choices. The year was 2022 and I went to university. The course telecommunication and informatic engineering. It was a wonderful year. I had the opportunity to learn different things, be in a place with new persons, make new friends, and expand my point of view. In second plan, I continued developing the story that I was creating. On my free times or vacations, on the planning phase of the story. At that point, my main focus was to have a good grades at university, and I wanted to prove to myself that I was able to do it. As a consequence, other things like drawing and develop the story was at the second plane. My first year at university ended, and I switched the focus, and I started developing the story, and I wrote the first arc. And next, the year was 2023. To be serious, this was one of the best years in my life. I achieved a lot of my goals. The first one was that my university performance opened me an opportunity or a door to start working on the university. Nowadays, I work as an assistant of professors or teachers at the university on the subjects of Programmation Foundations and Programmation 1. Remember that I am also studying at university with a job with a signed contract. I was 19 years old, going to 20 at that point, and I realized that I was the youngest person in my family starting working professionally at that age. I used the payments from my work to buy my graphic tablet, something that I was planning to buy for a long time, and at that point I was able to order it. Before that was 2 years working traditionally, upgrading my perspective drawing skills. When the graphic tablet arrived, I needed the time to make the switch from traditional to digital. After that, I decided to turn other plan in reality, creating a YouTube channel to show my art journey. So this takes us to the point of the video. I wanted to thank the more there are thousand artists that believed in my content and subscribed to my channel. My goal with this channel is always to create good content that will really impact on the art journey of all the artists that are following that. I still not consider myself a good artist. I recognize that I have a lot to learn and I want to learn. I found on YouTube a way to share my studies and help other artists. Saying the truth, make this video is one achievement of a goal that I made for my life. And for that, I need to talk about the future of the channel. Like I already mentioned, I am creating a story and I am on the 3rd year of the development. Until now, the name of the story is Harmonization of Elements. I will not go deeply about the synopsis of the story, but I already wrote the first and the second arc, and soon I will start to write the third one that will be one of the longest arc in the story. I believe that one of the questions that we may have is what is the relation between the story that we are creating and this video. So I have more than 2 years to end the story, and is also the exact time that I have to end my university course, Telecommunication and Informatic Engineering. I will start to make a comic from the story that I'm creating, or another style, I really don't know. After that, I will use the story and the comic version to create an animation. On the end, I want to create a game based on this story. Yeah, this is a hard task to make real, with a high level of complexity. I literally don't know how many years it will take to make this reality, but I'm already considering like more than 5, more than 10, yeah, something like that. I prefer to not look to the ending point, but to the goals and checkpoints that I can create in the journey. The future of the channel comes here. On the channel, we already have one finalized playlist about introduction to perspective, where I explain the techniques that I learned and how I apply to draw things in perspective. On the other hand, we have an ongoing playlist about the human figure in perspective, where I share the way that I look to the human figure and how it behaves in a three-dimensional space. But looking to my global plan, the Introduction to Perspective playlist and the Human Figure playlist aren't enough to achieve my goals. So I'm already planning contents for those plus 2 years that I have to finalize my story, with the goals to learn more, upgrade my skill, and be able to turn all my projects in reality. For that, I'm using FZD, the School of Design, as my reference. On my case, don't make sense go to another country to learn concept design, concept art and stuff. I prefer to search for information and study by myself. One of my reference will be the FZD channel here on YouTube. Fengzu already uploaded 100 of videos, and recently he returned with the channel after 2 years of break, and that motivated me, and I realized that I have a lot of time to try and experiment different things. So we'll have a playlist based on the contents from FZD. I will learn about term 1, 2 and 3, and I will make the videos for the channel developing the terms. On the other hand, I'm learning animation. I have a plan to create a playlist here about animation. And I also said that I want to create a game based on my story. For that, I want to learn more about 3D modeling and other stuffs. So I will create a playlist here on the channel about 3D modeling. Summarizing, we'll have a playlist based on the contents from FZD. We'll have a playlist about animation, and we'll have a playlist about 3D modeling. So the length of the video from this playlist will be longer comparing to the videos that I'm posting now, because I literally want to create good content. This video will be a checkpoint on my art journey. For you, I think that could be a motivation, showing that when we have a plan, we need to split in different levels and make all the days a way to achieve at the next level. Like I said previously, our life is based on choices. I decided to stop dreaming to literally turn my goals in reality. 7 years ago, I started creating content, but just now the things started to show results. When you do something that you literally like in a good way, someone will recognize you. So keep going. And again, I want to thank for the more than 1,000 artists that believed in my content and subscribed to the channel. Enej Naene 2024. So I believe that many of you already know that this channel is not monetized until now. Before drawing, I was creating content about games. I have a creator code, is Enej23. If you play Fortnite, Rocket League, or other game on the Epic Store that use a content creator code, consider supporting me. So thank you, and until the next video.